All right, calculus team, here is a different kind of video. This is going to be a video that helps you create a foldable. A foldable is going to be this sort of interactive thing that you can do. You can fold it, you're going to be able to pull it apart, you're going to see answers. It's totally cool. The one that we're going to create is specific for calculus and all the integration formulas that you're learning in this unit. But once you know how to make the foldable, you could use it for any class. You could use this for vocabulary terms in English and in world languages. If there's like important terms that you have for like an AP government or an AP economics class, important formulas for a physics class, you can do anything you want with this foldable, but this one specifically is going to be integration formulas. So in order for you to make the foldable, you're going to need a couple of things. You're going to need a piece of colored paper, an 8.5 by 11, or even better, a piece of cardstock. You're going to want the color to be light enough that you can write on this and you can see what you've written. You're going to need a regular piece of white paper. You're going to need some scissors, and that should be about it. If you need a little bit of time to get your supplies organized, hit pause and come back. But by the end of the video, you're going to have an integration foldable that looks like this, and it'll be even better. Okay, so here's how the foldable works. First of all, when you finally have it, you're going to need it in what I call W formation. If you can see there, the edge of the paper makes a W. When you lay it flat, what you're going to write on this side are the integration formulas, like the power rule, the integral of x to the n with respect to x, the integral of 1 over x dx. These are the common integrations that you're going to perform in this unit and beyond. If your foldable is in W formation, what you do is you're going to fold to the middle. You're going to grab the flaps, mine's a little bit torn, and then you're going to lay it flat, and then what you're going to see on the inside is the actual answer. So on the outside was, what's the integral of x to the n with respect to x? On the inside, you'll see it's 1 over n plus 1, x to the n plus 1 plus c. So you're going to have like 8 or 10, depending on how many flaps you make, 10 spaces where you can write half of the equation or the start, and then you can write the answer on the inside. So let's get going. All right, first we're going to start with our piece of colored paper. We are going to fold this in half. I've been told that this is hamburger style, and you want to make your fold nice and crisp. So you're going to fold it in half. There you go. Then you're going to unfold it. Now you may not be able to see it on the video, but there's this nice little crease here in the middle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fold the edge into the middle. I'm going to get as close to that middle as I can. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing on the other end, getting as close to the middle as I can. If you've done that correctly, you now have, you've kind of folded it this way. You've got these little like window flaps on the side. You're doing that to make your creases. Now we're going to lay it flat and fold it hamburger style again. So it should look like a book. You folded it, it looks like a book. It opens this way. It's important you know this is the edge of the book. And if you folded it correctly, you probably see this dot, this dashed line or this crease at like the halfway point. We're going to make a foldable that has 8 slots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This one has 10. The one we're going to make has 8 slots. If you're going to make 8 slots, what you're going to have to do is make 7 cuts. Now, if you want to get really fancy schmancy, and you want to like make these all equally spaced, go get a ruler. 8.5 divided by 8 is going to be 1.0625 inches. Good luck measuring that. I'm just going to eyeball it and say, okay, that's my first cut, I'm going to cut there and maybe there. I'm going to go half, 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 half again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 places where I'm going to cut. Now, before you cut, watch me and listen to me, because this is the part. If you make a mistake here, you can't undo this. I've got my foldable. It opens in this direction. I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut from the mark right here to just a little bit past the crease. So here we go. I'm cutting across just a little bit past the crease. Do it again for the next one. And the next one. Oops, that one went too far. And the next one. Okay. Gonna do it down here as well. Make the cut. Make the cut. And make the cut. Okay. If you've done it correctly, when you open up your book, you've cut in the middle piece here, but not on the sides. Okay? If you didn't do that part correctly, grab another piece of paper, do it again, because you can't get anywhere if this part's not correct. We're going to set the color paper aside, and we're going to grab a piece of white paper. I'm going to fold that one in the same way. I'm going to fold it hamburger style. And then I'm going to fold into the middle. Take the other side, fold into the middle. I bet some of you are being super precise and others are being super sloppy. The more precise you are, the better. Now, what we're making here are the little strips that we're going to weave in through those slats. Now, what I like to do, if you've done this perfectly, each of these 1, 2, 3, 4 sections has the same width. It'll be 2 3/4 inches. I want to actually cut a little bit short of the crease. So I want the width to be a little bit, just a little bit less than 2 3/4 of an inch. The reason I want that is so that I have a little wiggle room when I weave the white paper in to the cardstock. So I'm cutting just a little bit, just a little less than the 2 3/4 mark. I did that on one side. I'm going to do it on the other side. Okay. Okay, there we go. Those are my 2 strips. I'm going to grab my cardstock. I've got my cardstock. I've got my white strips. Now my foldable, when it was done, looked like this. So what you're going to do is you're going to weave the white paper in and out through these slats on one side, and then using a different color, do the reverse pattern on the second side. Good luck. Don't rip the paper while you're doing this. So we're weaving in and out. Okay. There we go. I've got one in there. Oh, bummer. Looks like one of my cuts didn't go far enough. Let me fix that. This guy didn't go far enough. Okay. Make sure all the other ones, oh, it looks like that one didn't go far enough either. Goodness. I guess I'm not going to be able to go professional with this. Sorry. I wish I could take credit and say that I'm the one that came up with this, but the internet is filled, absolutely filled, with videos of people teaching teachers how to make foldables. It was a good friend of mine who showed me how to make my first one. I fixed my cuts, so let me do the weave. I'm weaving in and out, in and out, in and out. And if all goes well, I can slide it all the way to the end. You're going to do the reverse pattern on this other side, and now it's going to get a little trickier because you have less room to work with. So I'm going to weave in and out. Oh, it is way late at night, and my chunky little fingers are not doing a good job here. But we are just going to make this work. This is the hard part. I know for some of my calculus students, when I do this live, some of the guys have to pass this off to maybe a young lady in the class who's a little more delicate, who's going to be more careful. Yeah, that was the part that I think that's the hardest part. But if you've done it well, you now have your integration foldable. It is set up, ready to go. If you need more time, pause the video, that's fine. Okay, so we've made the foldable. Now we're going to start filling in the stuff. I want to put this in W formation. Remember W formation, W for winner. It's going to look something like that, if you can see it. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I have already pre-filled some integration formulas. So instead of my writing down the calculus stuff that you need, I've already printed it out, and hopefully it's large and it's dark so that you can see it clearly. Okay. Okay. You've got 8 slots. Here's 8 integration formulas, or 8 starts. All that you're going to do right now is write down these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 integration forms in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 integration tabs. So if I'm going to do the first one only, my handwriting, I always get feedback on my handwriting. The first one I'm going to write goes up here. We're going to say for n not equal to -1, the integral of x to the n with respect to x. That's all that you're going to write here in the first slot. In the second slot, you're going to write the integral of 1 over 2 times the square root of x with respect to x. Here's the third one, fourth one, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. I'm not going to read these all out to you. You don't need me to do that. I would recommend that you pause the video, finish writing these out, and then come back and we'll do the next part. Okay. So now that you've got your 8 integration forms on this one side, we're going to put in the answers. So W formation, fold to the middle, grab the tabs, and lay it flat. When you lay it flat, it should only be half of a paper now. You're going to write in the answers in those same 8 tabs. And you want to make sure you get the answers in the right space. So the first answer is this x to the n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus Charlie. That goes in this first tab. What you see on the other side is the form, the integral of x to the n with respect to x. On this side, you're going to see the answer. You're going to want to now take a few minutes and write down the second answer, third one, fourth one, fifth, 6th, 7th, and 8th. Okay, again, you're going to want to pause the video, make sure you can see all those formulas, make sure you put them in the right tabs. Okay, that takes care of that one. Now what I want you to do is grab the little tabs here on the side, these tabs, and pull it out gently, lay it flat. You should have written now on all 8 of those little tabs and on the 8 inside flaps. You have stuff written all there. What I want you to do is take your foldable and flip it over. We're going to call this side 2A. On this side, you might say, oh gosh, what are we going to do? We're going to write more integration forms and integration answers, but when you flip it over, you run into a problem. The paper's now in M formation. You need to make a W. So fold it into W formation. Okay, you're back into W formation. W formation is going to allow you to fold it to the middle, grab the tabs, and lay it flat. We're going to write another set of forms for integration. This time we're only going to write 7. I wanted to group them. I wanted to group all my exponential and my trigonometric ones together, and there's only 7 forms there. So starting in this tab right here, going down to the 7th one, you're going to write these 7 forms. So you're going to write the integral of e to the x with respect to x. You're going to write the integral of e to the negative x with respect to x. The integral of e to the ax plus b with respect to x. Sine of ax plus b. Cosine of ax plus b. You're going to write all 7 of those in the 7 slots. You won't write down here in the last box. Take a little bit of time, hit pause, write all those integration formulas in the right place. Okay? So now you've written here, 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 and here. You're in W formation, fold to the middle, grab the tabs, lay it flat. How cool is that? You now have all these tabs in here that you haven't written in yet. What are you going to write there? You're going to write your answers to those 7 integration forms. So the integral of e to the x with respect to x is e to the x plus c. The integral of e to the negative x is negative e to the negative x plus c. And then you have answers that you're going to write here, 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 and here, but not in the last box. Again, pause the video, write down the answers in the corresponding spaces, and when you're ready, hit play. Give you a couple of seconds. Okay, so you now have stuff written on the front, you have stuff written on the back, but I have more integration formulas that I want to see you write down. So here come a few more forms. Now you might be thinking, where are you going to write them? If I'm back on side 1, where we started with the integral of x to the n, you have all of these flaps over here, and you also have their insides where you haven't used anything. You haven't written anything there. So we're going to do it again. This time we're going to include some of the trickier trigonometric integration forms. In just a second, I want you to do a little folding here. Okay, we're only going to use 4 boxes this time. So in this first box, we're going to write the integral of secant squared of x with respect to x. You're going to write in the next one secant squared ax plus b with respect to x. You'll write in this box and in that box, but not the remaining 4. You can come back and use those other 4 at a time later. You can organize it differently. It's your choice. This is just the way I wanted to organize mine, so I could have like all the ones that involve secant and tangent together. So take a little bit, finish writing them down, pause the video as you need to, And now we're going to write the answers. To write the answers, back to W formation, fold to the middle, grab the tabs, lay it flat. Where you're going to write your answers, you're going to write your answers here. So on the other side, we had the integral of secant squared of x with respect to x. On this side, you're going to write tangent of x plus c. The next one is 1 over a, tangent ax plus b plus c. Notice you've got the tangent of ax plus b, that's all the angle. The c is your arbitrary constant outside. Write the integration answer here and here, and then you'll have these last 4 flaps empty. Okay, take a little bit. All right, last one. Okay, we're gonna flip the thing over one more time, and we're gonna use this second column. Again, W formation, lay it flat. I'm gonna grab my last set of integration forms. Okay. Here they are. These are all the inverse trigonometric forms. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I need you to be comfortable with. The first one is the integral of 1 over 1 plus x squared with respect to x. The next one is 1 over a squared plus x squared with respect to x. And then write in 3, 4, 5, and 6. But not the last 2. Just write the integration forms. Hit pause, take a couple of seconds, make sure you've got all of them written in there. Okay, last one, here we go. Need to write in those answers. W formation, fold to the middle, grab the flaps and lay it down. And now you're going to write in the final set of answers. Here they go. Okay. So my first answer says tan -1 of x plus c. That's really the same as arc tan, which is my preference. So arc tan of x plus c. Sorry if that's a little bit hard to read. Write it as tan to the -1 power or arc tan of x plus c. They're the same. You're then going to write these last 5 answers in those 5 spaces. You're not going to use the last 2. So take a little bit, get them copied down. All right, calculus friends, if you've done this correctly, you should now have a fully complete integration foldable that you can use on the bus. Just keep in mind W formation. What's the integral of e to the x? Fold it to the middle, lay it flat. The answer is e to the x plus c. If I want to know what the integral of 1 over 1 plus x squared dx is, W formation, fold to the middle, lay it flat, arc tan of x plus c. There you go. Like I said earlier, you can use this so many different ways, so many different courses. If you look at my original integration foldable, it didn't have 8 slots. It had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 slots. You could make as many slots as you want to. For me, though, the limiting factor is my handwriting is pretty big, so I wanted these to be pretty significant. Also, what I find is if you make these too teeny-weeny, too thin, they tear really easily. They're hard to manage. So I wouldn't recommend you go with any more than maybe 10 slats, but that's 100% left to you. I hope you found this helpful, and good luck.